You know, I really like the Sega Genesis, but I'm not that big of a fan of Sonic the Hedgehog, so, I kind of wish we had a console that was that powerful, but it had, like, Mario. Did you say a Super Nintendo? Wait a minute. You said Mario? We can play Mario on a new console?
Yeah, Super Nintendo.
And wait, how are you in the same frame?
Because of editing skills. Don't ask questions.
That makes sense. Okay, well, how are you going to help me play Mario on 16
Are you
bits?
dumb? I'm pointing a Super Nintendo right at your face.
Oh, the Super Nintendo? Oh, bet.
Dumbass. Here, take it.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Super Nintendo, also called the SNES. Well, most people know it's their answer to the Genesis. So, yeah. There are rumors going around that this was just made for the Genesis, and that Nintendo was playing a next generation console before, but well, let's just say the Genesis caused them to work on it faster. And it's funny, this thing might have been rushed out, but it is not. It does not feel like it's been rushed out. This thing is a work of art. But I could say the 5200 is a work of art too. But, it's not, because of the controllers in the games. Let's look at those. Those are, like, most important. This controller right here is a fucking masterpiece. This controller right here is a masterpiece. I only have one big complaint for this controller, and that is that it feels cheap. But I heard they even fixed that with the controllers that came out with the SNES Junior. They look the exact same, except they're made of stronger and less cheap plastic. This controller is so goddamn good. Well, let's just say in my Genesis video, I said the Genesis controller is better than the Super Nintendo controller. And then I actually started playing Super Nintendo a lot more, just to see if that's true. No, this thing is a fucking masterpiece. There's one controller from this era, or even the eras surrounding it, that this is probably the best one. This thing is a masterpiece. The D-pad is one of the best D-pads I've ever felt. The buttons are perfect. Like, you can see, the X and the Y buttons are concave, while these are convex. It's just so perfectly designed. Now, of course, I'm talking about the North American one. The European and the Japanese ones, they didn't have concave buttons, but, whatever. And then it has the R and the L button, and overall, it's just a comfy controller. Oh, but you know what? You can have the best controller in the world, but the shittiest games in the world, so let's go play some games. And I actually have some games this time for this, unlike the Genesis. Well, let's just say this game really needs no introduction. This game is a fucking classic. Like, yeah, of course we're starting with Super Mario World. So this game is great. Instead of being in the Mushroom Kingdom, saving your princess, you're in, I can't remember, Dinosaur Land? Yeah. Dinosaur Land saving the princess. Wow, I died. Shut up. Just shut up. That didn't happen. Shut up. That didn't happen. Shh. That didn't happen. So anyways, yeah. So, pretty much in Dino Land, saving your princess. Because apparently she can't save her fucking... She can't just, like, learn to stay away from strangers or free candy vans. So yeah, we're on our way again. Why Bowser chose to be all the way over here, fuck if I know. But, whatever. He's a turtle. He probably needs another place to go. Anyways, great game, and this really shows. Holy crap! This really shows the power that the Super Nintendo had right from the beginning. Like, this is the launch title. This was one of the 2 launch titles. I think it was 2. It could have been 3. That the Super Nintendo had. So close. Great game, and yeah, this is a launch title for the Super Nintendo, and it would probably struggle on the Genesis, because the Genesis is also 16-bit, but it doesn't have as many colors, and pretty much the Super Nintendo outpowers the Genesis in every way except for processing. And if you go back and look at the old Genesis commercials, that was the big thing that they were trying to do. Anyways, well, everybody knows Mario World. Let's get into some other games. To all those people that say a kid born in the 21st century can't enjoy a Super Nintendo game, this is my favorite racing game of all fucking time. I love F-Zero. I've never played F-Zero X, I think, and then ZX, or GX. Never played the sequels, but this game is fucking awesome. This game is, like, really good. It's like Mario Kart on steroids, if you will. It's pretty much Mario Kart on steroids. And come on, the soundtrack is just so fucking good. God, I love this game so much. I'm still not that good at it, but goddamn is it a fun fucking game. I'm sorry I'm not saying anything, it's just this game is just so fucking good, man. God, the game is so good. There's one game, this might be controversial, but there's one game you need to play on the Sega Genesis, it's F-Zero. Oh my god. Also, you see how the graphics? The Genesis couldn't even attempt to do that without the Sega 32X or the Sega CD. So yeah, I think it's safe to say the Super Nintendo is definitely way more powerful than the Sega Genesis. So yeah, let's just play one more game. It's a game that came out and is unique in such a way, you might know what it is. Oh yeah, we're talking about Donkey Kong Country. Oh boy. Let me tell you, man, I haven't played much of this game, but from what I have, it is a great game. It's different, but the most unique thing about this game is, well, you see the little characters there? Yeah, those are 3D rendered graphics. They're 3D. They're just made into 2D sprites. So pretty much, they were originally designed as 3D sprites, but then they were put down as 2D sprites to fit on the Super Nintendo. That's why they look so much different compared to other games of the era, and look way better than Sega 32X games. In fact, that was one of the main commercials of this game. You don't need no Sega 32X add-on. You don't need no 32X add-on to play this game. Because it came out in '93, you know, the same year the... Yeah, I'm a nerd, I know, but goddamn, it's just such a good fucking game, man.
Why, what's so good? DK, Donkey Kong, he dead.
God, this game is just. This is another one. This is another good fucking game. So, well, before I end the video, I got one more thing to talk about. And no, it's not the Super Scope. I'm sorry, I don't have one. But it is a peripheral that it's probably one of my favorite things I have for the Super Nintendo. You'll see. Oh my god! This is not a Game Boy video, but I love this game so much. Not as good as the later ones. I'm not talking about the new ones, even though Scarlet and Violet is my favorite Pokemon game. Controversial, I know. But god. Where even am I? I got 2 badges. That's actually farther than I thought I would be. Because I know I reset the game multiple times. I think at one point I had 5 gym badges. Oh my god, I love this game so much. But, you know, this is a Game Boy game. Why are we talking about it? Anyways, just, yeah, Super Game Boy lets you play Game Boy games. Sadly not Game Boy Color, but you do get to play Game Boy games. And, well, what other Game Boy game is there other than Pokemon? And this is obviously Pokemon Blue. You got special frames. In fact, I think if you press your trigger buttons, you can, like, select stuff. So you can, like, graffiti. It's just a good game, man. But, I'm sorry, I'm just geeking out. I like Pokemon. Anyways, could you tell? I hope you enjoyed, and go subscribe. I have 311 subscribers now, which is just fucking insane. So, hey, 400's next. So, hey, I'd go press it. Anyways, hope you enjoyed. See you later. God, I love this game. In tomorrow's episode, we're going to be talking about the company that rose from literally nowhere and made a console that destroyed everybody. The PlayStation. Yeah, this really humiliated Nintendo. So yeah, you should go subscribe so you won't miss this video. You should also go check out my other videos. We got one of the 5200, the Intellivision, the NES, and the Genesis so far. And of course, all the other cringy shit that I made before these. Don't watch those.